Hey, how you guys doing? Glad to be back. We're starting a few minutes late. It's on me, not on RJ this time. Uh, but we got your two hosts here. I'm Brian Sewell, Guild Mortgage, Richard James, or also known as RJ with American Family, and we're here to educate you and love on you and put you in a position to be successful in real estate. So, RJ, how you doing today? I'm gonna edit this real quick, make sure we're not private.
Man, I'm doing fantastic. It was a good day today. The week has been pretty busy, um, but really doing well. Son-in-law had his pro day
Oh,
yesterday, so we'll talk about that a little bit too.
we're gonna definitely get into that.
Yeah,
Let me just make sure we are not that we are not uh, private. Because somehow this thing likes to do that to us. This dog on uh, this dog on Facebook gets on my nerves. Like I'm just keeping it real. It shouldn't have to do all this. It should just be like, yeah, we're good. Uh,
monopolies like monopolies.
oh man, I'm telling you, man. So we are live. Let's see, managed posts. Let's just make sure we don't have to be private. We'll update it. I mean, I know it does that sometimes. Anyway, so look, we got a lot to talk about on the show today. I mean, we had a Fed meeting today, and they did not move rates.
Hmm.
So, like our purpose for me, we want to educate you. So I do so many meetings every week, right? I meet with about 15, 20 people a week with our clients and agents and partners. And to me, it's all about education. I just had the honor to meet with Megan uh, Grazier from HomeBot. And we were talking about something. We're doing this class on Friday. I know RJ, you're coming out to it. And one of the things we were talking about is she's like, what's your sales? What's your value proposition? I'm like, man, I haven't thought about that in a while. And I mean, we have our four promises, which is close on time, no surprise at closing, treat you like family, the family you like, and weekly
Hmm.
update. Communication is a big thing. But I said, simply put, it's not sexy, but we won't lie to you. That's like my little line, right? But that, I mean, you think about an economy and things that we're dealing with today, markets we deal with today, and I think RJ is the same way. And I say it all the time. We just do the right thing when no one's looking. RJ's the same way. So we're going to educate you. We got a lot to talk about that I want to dive into, and I'm sure RJ has some things you want to hit. But congratulations on your son-in-law's pro day. We'll get
Yeah,
into that.
thank you. Yeah,
What's cooking, man? How you feeling today?
I feel fantastic, man. You know what? The sun was shining today. It's been kind of gray and cold and windy the last few days with the
Yeah, it's real
snow.
nice.
Yeah, the weather has been truly schizophrenic, but it's Chicago. We're approaching spring, and we're accustomed to it. So it's not going to stop any shows. It's just going to, make us a little hesitant to walk outside, but we're still going to do it.
Isn't the first day of spring like Thursday, tomorrow, Friday?
I think the 21st, right?
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Uh,
it's coming
So
fast.
yeah, you're thinking about we had tornadoes. I know you probably got a ton of calls, uh, like last week and the weather difference, man. It's crazy, man. It's Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. So where my agency is located, I actually didn't get any calls regarding claims, which was amazing. The tornadoes were a little farther south. I know it hit Kankakee hard. I think it hit Darien pretty hard too, and there was hail in the area here, but we haven't had any storm claims just yet. Doesn't mean that we won't,
Right.
but we're here for it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. And again, we got some people joining in. I want you guys to ask questions. We got the RJ and Sewell Let's Talk show, which we talk real estate, mortgage, insurance. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna talk sports. We're gonna talk about our faith. Uh, RJ, I want to start something off a little different, man. And I didn't do this at first, but I said I was gonna start doing this. Look, we're both faith based. Let's kick it off with that, like what we're grateful for. I'm thankful that I meet, and Pastor Richie asked me to do this probably about 6 weeks ago. I get to meet with 12 men every week on Tuesdays, and we dive in. We're studying Philippians, dive into the Word, and my heart is full because it's a connection, and that's something that I'm grateful for. Are you giving me something that you're grateful for? We just kind of started off the show off with gratitude.
Yeah, so I can think of a couple of things just off the cuff. Family is a given.
Hmm.
But aside from that, I was telling my office mate this the other day. I'm truly grateful for my relationship with you. You are somebody who is like-minded in terms of faith and in terms of how you do business with integrity and so forth. And that means a lot to me. Um, the other thing I'm really grateful for, and you've met him, is the pastor at our church. His name is Bishop Tyree Beard. He
He's
is
good, smart guy.
Yeah, he's really intelligent, but more than that, he is he's truly anointed to lead a church. The way he pours, over his material to study and prepare for messages.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, he's the best teacher I've ever had in a church setting. Um, and I've been through the Bible for many years. I've read the Bible on my own, and just the way he breaks stuff down and walks us through and pulls things out that I've never seen before, and gives us revelation knowledge. I'm really grateful for that as well.
I love that. And
Yeah.
I see that. You can see he's a man of integrity. And I'm just writing down some of the notes I was thinking about it. And being able to do that short thing with him and hang out with him a little bit, about a year ago,
Hmm.
I was really impressed. You guys are blessed.
Yeah, we are.
You're
We are.
blessed. And when you have good men, good women of God, it makes a difference, right? We have the accountability, I think, is huge. I'm grateful for you all the time, too. But I mean, honestly, you look at relationships, some relationship you lose, and RJ, you stopped doing insurance for a while, you start selling it, and we still connect. We're like this. But I was so happy when you got back in, just from a simple fact that I know that, man, you're gonna run it like I run it. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I said I'm great, but like you're gonna call the clients. Like, it was so weird. We saw a quote came over. You're like, hey, I'm gonna be calling this client. I'm like, all right, that's good, because some people don't do that anymore, right? They
Yeah.
don't follow through and make the connection the way we talked about our promises. So just that little bit and knowing how you take care of things, it meant the world to me. Um, but we got some agendas, we got some things we got to talk about. So I'm grateful, man. Like I said, I'm grateful for the men I get to be with every week.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for my family, and man, yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm great. We were at. I don't even know if we talked about this last week. We might have. We was at the Elevation Worship concert 2 weeks ago, and seeing
Mhm.
Isaiah pour out in worship, man, that fills my heart. I will never.
Oh man.
We were there we got there at 7, and Steve Furtick preached for like 20 minutes. Uh, we got out about 10:30, and they sang, dude, we sat down for 20 minutes. It was awesome. And they had Elevation Rhythm, the younger group, and it was just, man, it was something I've never been to before. And I've been to concerts before, but this was just, and he knew all the songs, and he was out there. But I got video of him just praising and worship, and I
That's
think
awesome.
what our former pastor taught us, and I'll never forget this. He's like, and I brought this up a little bit when I was with the men's group, that I happen to do mortgages. You happen to do insurance. My
Mhm.
job is to build a kingdom, right? That's truly our purpose, right? So many people say, this scripture says, what profits a man to gain the whole world, lose his soul. And I
Absolutely.
remember Dick, I always would say, we're born to do one thing. We're born to worship Jesus.
Hmm.
Whether you praise, worship, but you're born to do that. Everything else is just put the net on the other side, Peter. Now go do your
Right.
job, right? So I'm so grateful for that, and seeing Isaiah do that. And we wanted to do that. He requested, he wanted to do that on his birthday, right? So his birthday was March 4th. Went to the concert on March 5th, and that's something that just fills my heart. I'm
Hmm.
talking too much. 25 years yesterday, March 17th. For
Congratulations.
thanks. So that's some gratitude. But all right, that's what I'm grateful for. Let's get into the nitty gritty, RJ. So you gotta give Cheryl some praise, because I just gave Erica some. So don't get yourself in trouble.
Oh, hey, look, my wife is one of the smartest people I've ever known.
I
Um, she is a woman of God, and she's a fantastic mother and wife. So, she traveled a lot earlier in her career, internationally. So she's been blessed with great opportunities. Um, but she always made it a point to leave us in a winning situation. There's certain things that I don't enjoy doing. Cooking is one of them, and she knew that. So our running joke is, if she cooked like the base meal, she would say, "What did you put with it?" And our running joke is, I put yogurt with it. But we are actually coming up on 27 years on
That's
April
awesome.
17th. So yeah,
Congratulations. What date?
April 17th.
Oh yeah, you coming up less than a month.
Yeah, it's coming quick. It's coming
Yeah.
fast.
All right,
Yep.
let's talk shop a little bit, man. So
All right,
So
let me start us off, man, because I heard on the news this morning that the Fed, they did have their meeting. They did not change the rates. So tell me what that means for your business.
I mean, it does have an impact. Buy the house, right? Or like there's a saying that goes, marry the house, date the rate. And I
Yeah.
like cheesy stuff, but I agree, buy the house. Rates eventually will come down. It's just
Mhm.
a matter of time. We follow enough economists to know that. Uh, Jerome Powell, I don't think necessarily is wrong for not cutting rates because we do have inflation and things of that nature, and the impact of this war in Iran. Um, but I do think you should buy the house because if
Mhm.
you don't, eventually when rates do come down, then I think it's gonna be a negative impact for you because you'd be paying more. I was
Yeah.
talking to a friend of mine now today. He's thinking about buying or waiting a year. And like, yeah, he said the number is gonna be like 8% more. So, yeah, it might be more than that. So
Mhm.
buy the house and refinance later. Uh, Jerome Powell won't be in office forever. He
Yeah.
doesn't have that much left, so he'll be out. I don't think he made a mistake today necessarily not cutting rates. I want him to cut rates, but I think overall long term it makes sense not to
Mhm.
until we get into a little bit sweeter spot with the economy because inflation will be a big problem if rates come down too fast. You guys remember what happened around 2020, 2021, right?
Mhm.
Everybody was getting PPP loans and all that. I know that's just different, but look, everybody was getting. It was like Oprah, right? You get a home, I get a home, right?
Yeah.
Everybody you get a car, right? So I do think you need to have balance, but I also think that he took too long to cut rates. He should have cut them sooner, like last year. Should have
Okay.
been more cuts. So I gave you a lot there. So bottom line is, we don't know. He doesn't even know how it's going to impact. We got to see how things. We're in a very volatile market. Uh, Nothing to get this administration, whether you like them or don't like them. I know I get both sides on here, so
Mhm.
it's just it's just very volatile, and
Yeah.
we don't know what's
So
going to happen.
you said something important in there. You said buy the house. So one of the things when I think about is, you know, when you find a house that you like and it's on the market, it's available to you. That doesn't mean it's going to wait for you,
No,
right? And the way you know, from my understanding, houses are going pretty quickly right now. It's it's a seller's market. So a house goes on the market, it's
it it depends on the price, RJ.
okay.
So like it just depends. So like in some markets, you're right, it's a seller, but then right now you're getting more sellers to participate in credits,
Hmm.
right? Because let's use this example, RJ. I'm gonna make you the seller. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So let's say I want to buy your house and you didn't know how awesome I was. You wouldn't give me no deal, right? And you were trying to sell your house for $500,000. Not
Okay.
your house. Now we know that's like 10 million, but no,
You
like
are, yeah. Well, yeah.
right. So let's
Just
say you
seven.
were
Just 7 million.
right, $500,000. And I was the only buyer. And I
Hmm.
said, hey, what I would do right now, and I probably should show the buy down, I would say, hey, I want to do a 2-1 buy down, RJ. And I need your help. The lender's going to help me, but I need your help. Can you
Hmm.
help me with some credits? If I'm the only one and I come in close to full price or over, you may or may not be willing to work with me. You tell me. Maybe you want to sell your house, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm giving you an offer. We
Yeah, I
should
put
have
it
a
on the
fight.
market because I want to move it.
Right. So we make a deal. You may make a deal with me. At the same token, RJ, let's say the next Fed chair, I forget his name, but let's say he comes off and he cuts rates. Either Trump say
Hmm.
cut, 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 cut. I'm making you cut your rate, right? He cuts the rate,
Hmm.
and let's just say same scenario. I come and we've gotten to know each other, right? A little bit. You're like, all right, I'm about to come in, but then all of a sudden the rates get cut a half a point, and then Susie, Joe, and all the rest of them come at your house and say it's 10 of them now, not just me, and they're like,
Hmm.
hey, we want to buy your house. Some of them might say the same price. Some may go over price with appraisal gap. Some might ask for credit, some may not ask for credits. All things equal, unless it's your daughter or your actual friend, Brian, are you going to look at those offers and see? Do you tell me what you're going to do? I don't want to give you the answer.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, as a seller, you'd have to entertain every offer, right? And some are going to be higher than others. The goal is to maximize the profit for me, so that I'm probably looking to move into another piece of real estate. Maybe
Mm.
that's going to be the thing that puts me there. So now you got competition where before you didn't, right?
So you may not give me that credit. So that's why I say buy now because you can
Yeah.
get the deal, right? And you're right. There is a mixture. There's some seller market, there's some buyer, but I think there's a medium they can negotiate. Depending on each area is different. You know, where I see, like I see more, like I got a contract from a builder, with Oxford yesterday, and it's got some credits on there. So there was a builder that makes some incentives, right? And there's not a ton of new construction out there. So that was cool. He may not be willing to do that when he has 10 people knocking on his door. Right. So that's all I'm saying. So it's funny you kind of brought this. I want to just show something really quick, and we're gonna have a little fun and see how we. So share screen. So this is an actual scenario that I was looking at. Hold on, why is it not showing me? All right, let's not do that. Let's go back and share it again. Being special, RJ.
Technology. Love it when it comes together.
It's not showing. Hold on. I have to close out some of these tabs. Come on now. I don't want to close out the tabs.
You got too much work going on over there.
Yeah, doing too much, hanging out with RJ too much.
Not till Friday though.
That's true. Keep talking, RJ. I'm trying to pull this up, but if it's not showing me that screen for some reason.
Okay.
Window.
So here's the reason I brought up that point though. Buy the house now. I think there we go.
Yep.
Now you see.
Yeah. So bring up your point of why you said buy the house now.
Yeah. Even if you don't get the best rate this year when you buy the house, if the rate goes down next year, guess what you can do? You can refi. That's not my lane. That's Brian's lane. But once you have the house, then you control what happens with it. And I think that's the power of buying now. You get the house that you want. You got it for probably the price point that you wanted, because maybe you were, the only or maybe one of just a few people that were looking to buy it. But now that you have it, you have the power to do what you want with it, which means you can refinance as well.
Let me show you a strategy that I like right now. And I think I'm sharing it, RJ. So I mean, you have to go. So I like this strategy a lot. It's one of my favorite programs. So we offer a 1-year buy down on us. So this is a loan amount of $566. It's a true scenario we're looking at. And I just changed the rate because just look at where rates are. But so let's say rates are at 6.5. So for 1 year, we can get you 5.5. Why do I like this better than maybe a permanent buy down? Well, a permanent buy down, I can take $5,000 or $4,300, and maybe I go from 6.5 to 6.25. That's cute. Save me $40, $50, $100, whatever you want to call it. But that's it. Well, this saves me $363 a month for 12 months in this scenario, right? And if rates come down, and you're not paying for this, us as a lender paying. If rates come down, you can refinance, and that money's not lost. I like this strategy. This is the one we use with our builder. So the builder pays $8,500. As a lender, we pay $4,300. What does that do for you as a buyer? Well, your rate's 4.5 the first 12 months, 5.5 the next 12 months, 6.5 from that point on, unless you refinance. Here's where it gets sexy. I like this. So it costs you $12,800 to do that, which you're not paying. The builder pays $85, and I'm paying $43. I'm saving you $709 a month for 12 months, then $363. So let's just say rates drop to 5.5% in a year. Okay, in a year from that, after that first year, you're down to 5.5 anyway. So you got $4,300 left. That money's not lost. You can go ahead and refinance, and it goes as a principal reduction. Yeah. This is where it's important when you're talking to someone, understanding how the lending part works. Why I like the temporary buy down better than I like the permanent buy down, because I can stretch the funds.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on this, RJ?
Man, you know what? So education is so critical, which is why we love to do it. If obviously I don't know your business the way you do, but when you explain that to me, I'm thinking, wow, I win. Either way, I win, right? So why wait for the house when I can do this? I can employ this strategy that you've just shown me. I'm certain I didn't come in the door thinking about it, because I don't know to think about it that way. That's why we need somebody like you to work with us on the mortgage, and maybe be able to answer some of those questions that we have, when we're hesitant to pull the trigger now.
Right. It's what I would use if I was buying a house right now. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to look at anything right now, but I love the strategy to do that. I think it's really cool because it's not lost. And I mean, if you had a really motivated seller, you can see we can get real crazy over here, right? 3.5. But look, do you think rates are going to be 4.5 in 12 months? Probably not, right? Yeah. So why not get in and get the ball rolling and get yourself going where you have less competition. And RJ's right. The sellers still do have an advantage, but you have an advantage now because there's not a lot of buyers. When rates drop, there's going to be more of you.
Yep.
Okay. So I just want to share that a little bit. Let's see here. All right. I think we're good. Yeah. All right, cool. So I interrupted you, man. We finish up your what you were talking about as far as before that screen popped up.
No. I did actually. I was just saying, basically to sum it up, what you said, buy the house now, get the house. Stop waiting around.
Sure, now, yeah.
Get the house, and that way you remain in power. You get to make the decisions for what comes next. You already got the house you want. Now you get to make the decisions about what happens next. And that's the most wonderful thing, I think.
RJ, I know I'm about to put you on the spot. I know we got that on April 11th with the church. What I want to do, and we had a really good turnout, is do a buyer in-person seminar where we can have everyone come out. We had about 25 people come out, like in October's last time I did it. And I want to talk about our expanded products, how you can buy more properties as an investor, even if you write off all your income. And RJ will tell you how to insure these things. So I want to know who would be interested in coming and hang out with RJ and I. We'll put some dates together in the next 30 to 45 days. RJ, you down for doing that?
Absolutely.
Get out there in person. So we'll do something like on a Saturday. Do it early because you got families, and I got families too. So I ain't trying to be out late at night with y'all. So we'll do it early. We'll come get breakfast with us, get a cup of coffee, and we'll just educate. So we want to hear some feedback on that. Who would be interested? And I'll reach out to my database and let them know. But I think that'd be something good we could do for about an hour and a half, and just educate the consumers out there.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll do that. Anything else, man? Look, it's 4:25. So we did our spiritual with our gratitude. We did anything you want to talk about insurance before we get into like your stuff yet?
One quick thing. The more quoting that me and my team are doing, we are seeing some pretty sad coverages out there. The purpose of insurance is to protect the policy owner. I want to focus this week on liability because it is the biggest threat. When you watch television, doesn't matter if you're watching sports or news or whatever program you may be watching, the number one commercial you probably see now is attorneys. Why do you see them? Because they're making a lot of money. In a lot of cases, you've seen some of them. I know for a fact I saw one that has recovered $30 billion for their clients. Where are they getting that from? Well, in some cases, it's from homeowners, okay? How do you protect yourself from that? Two quick things. One, your liability on your home these days should never be less than $500,000 on your homeowners. And that's the underlying policy. So what does that protect you from? It protects you from being personally sued for things that, injuries to someone else that maybe you're held responsible for. The other thing is the umbrella policy. Get an umbrella policy. What happens is when attorneys start suing, they sue everybody in sight now. Okay. It's not just the one person who was responsible for the injury. They're suing everybody who may have had a part in it. Okay. The underlying policy is going to give you some protection. If there's an umbrella policy in play, that's going to give you greater protection. Those two things are really important. If you have any questions on that, please reach out to me. Whether or not you become my customer, I would gladly educate you on your coverages. I wanted to focus on liability again today because that is one of the most important coverages on your homeowner's policy. Most times we think it's damage to our home, but if you get sued, you stand to lose a lot more.
No, that's good, man. You bring up good points. See, again, that's what I love about it. It's all about the education, right? You educate. We're here to help you. We want your business, though. So I have a thing on mine, and I'll show it to you. I love y'all, but I'm a coach, too. Oh, my thing is tied up. But let's see if you can see that. You can see that over there? You got the MJ. What that sign say? It says, always ask, okay? The good book says you have not because you
ask not.
We want your business. RJ ain't doing this for free. I know I just messed up my camera. I'm not doing this for free, but we're going to take care of you. We won't lie to you, okay? Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know what I was doing there. So thanks, RJ. All right, look, we want to help you grow your business. I mean, become a homeowner. And insure your home ownership, right? So part of that is knowing the information the right way. So you need to reach out to RJ. You can reach out to myself. We'll be happy to help you and put you in the right home, and we'll get you with the right agent, all that jazz. Uh, Before we give out your contact information, RJ, I want to bring this up really quick. So Wendy Lee will be on the show next week. We got to get Mo on too, but Wendy Lee will be on our show next week. One of the things we got to start doing, RJ, is our show cards and getting people out there. So we will build this up. We're still in the early stages of this. We're just gonna love on you and gonna let God expand us and grow. We got faith of a mustard seed, and this thing's gonna blow up. I know it will, but we're here to have a positive impact on you. So give us an opportunity to help you with the largest purchase you're gonna make in your life to help you truly build wealth. And RJ will protect that wealth.
Absolutely.
Cool. RJ, best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me, my email is rjames1, the number 1, at amfam.com. That's AMFAM.com. rjames1 at amfam.com. The office number, 773-792-9009.
That's Richard James, American Family. And the best way to get a hold of me is call our office at 630-352-0629. We will take good care of you. If you want to shoot us a quick email, it's teamsewell@guildmortgage.net. That's teamsewell@guildmortgage.net. And we'll be happy to help you. And look, let's do it. And man, we didn't even get a chance to talk sports and nothing like that. So we just doing our thing. You fill out your bracket yet?
No, I have not, but I don't even know enough to fill out a good bracket this year. But you know, I'll maybe I'll resort to the old guessing. Because so I'll tell you what, one thing I'm excited about for this year's March Madness is if you watched throughout the season, I did pay attention to who was at number 1, and it changed a lot this season. Teams got to number 1, they got knocked off. They got to new team got to number 1, they got knocked off. So I think what we'll see is a great competitive bracket this year. We may be surprised by who's standing at the end of the whole tournament. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm proud of Carlos Boozer's kids, but I did watch Duke. I'm not a Duke guy, but both of those boys look like they're doing good. Although every time I've seen them play, I haven't watched the NBA, but I watched them. Right, every time I've seen them play, all I can think of is with Carlos Boozer's in the back with Joe King, like, get that, Joe. You can literally hear RJ. We went to enough games. You can hear him every time. Like, no, you get it, Boozer. You get it.
I know, with that big body, go get that rebound.
Hey man, one of his sons is playing like point guard. The other one is like small forward, power forward.
So, well, yeah. So Cam is the more outstanding of the twins. He's a complete ball player. He's a big. He'll post you up, but he also has excellent court vision. I've seen a few games with him, and I've watched him. He has a truly complete game. He plays defense. He rebounds. He facilitates, and he can score back to the basket or jump shot. And he'll take you off the dribble and get to the mid range as well. So I'm pretty impressed with him.
Treated that game. I forget who they were playing, but dude blocked the shot like 8 times. I was like, "Woo!" Did you watch that one?
I didn't see that one.
I'm like, you got to dunk him, man. Come on, put that body on him. Put your booty on him.
Absolutely.
Drop step. He blocked his shot like 8 times in the second half. I'm like, all right, that's enough, man. I can't even think of the team we were watching. Yeah. But the younger brother, the other one he was giving them the business too. So yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm excited about March Madness. I just can't get into the NBA yet, man. I mean, maybe in the playoffs I'll watch a couple games.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We've tried to catch a few NBA games this year on TV. We used to watch them all the time. We used to buy the NBA package, and the game is very different now. It's either a dunk or it's a drive and kick for a three. Personally, I'm not kicking the ball out to you to take a three when I could get one in the paint, unless your last name is Curry.
Yeah, well, they get hot. Or Thompson get hot.
Or Clay, yeah. Clay.
Yeah.
I still believe in his shot.
Absolutely. So we'll be on next week. Wendy Lee is going to be on here. She's a real estate agent in Burbank area. She's very big on social media, so we'll have her on. Yeah, love the support you guys give us. Tell your friends and family if you find anything valuable you can rewatch, and we just want to know, give us suggestions. We'll be happy to help, and we're gonna get this thing going. And I'm so excited to be doing this with you, RJ, with someone I can say is a true friend and godly man, and we're happy to help.
Absolutely.
God bless.
Pleasure. God bless everybody.